This tutorial will cover your after-event activities. The first thing you're going to want to do after your event is print the report of unsold items. So go to the reports, double-click on unsold items, and if there were any items that failed to sell, you'll get the report of unsold items. The next thing you need to do is enter the information that was collected by your check-in staff that had not been provided originally by people when they registered, as well as entering information on how they paid for unprepaid tickets or for purchases. So we're going to go to tables, and I suggest that what you do is open the people table in the grid view where you've got one row for each person. You can then go to those reports of people by last name that were used by your check-in staff to collect information that had not been originally provided by the attendees when they registered. Enter that collected data into that bidders row in the people table, and also go to the ticket paid field and the invoice paid field and enter the way in which they paid for tickets for which they had not prepaid, as well as the way they paid for their purchases. When you have completed that the entry of that information into the people table, you can close the people table, and you're now ready to create the export of information for the Public Disclosure Commission. We have two queries, one for attendees and one for donors, and each one of them produces the information that you are required to supply to PDC. So we're going to the PDC attendee query, and we'll double click on that. We'll get the usual prompts about we're going to make a table and so on and so forth, and we'll answer yes to each one of those. We'll do the same thing for the PDC donors query, and we'll answer yes to each of those prompts. Once we've done that, we can go back to the table view and select the attendees table and go up here and select File and then Export. And you'll get a file dialog which will want to find out where do you want to save this collection of information. So you can select where you want it. Let's just say that My Documents is fine. If you prefer, you can put it, let's say, your desktop. Really, it's your choice where you want to save that information. Then you'll go down here and select the format that you want. And so we'll say, for example, that we want to make this Microsoft Excel 97 to 2002. And once you have finished making those selections of location and file type, you'll click the Export button. It will then create the Excel spreadsheet with that information that was extracted from your database. The people who are responsible for producing your Public Disclosure Commission reports will be able to take that information from those two Excel spreadsheets and produce the reports for PDC attendees and PDC donors, and you'll be finished with the event with the exception of the necessary accounting balancing. That concludes this tutorial.